I have a bunch of booze on my sweatshirt. I just feel like we should take a moment to appreciate that. So many happy ghosty friends. I love it. I filmed so many videos today and I'm exhausted, but I was like, you know what? Let's just do one more. Let's just do one more. Even though my body is screaming at me that it wants to sleep, we're gonna do one more. Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I'm bringing you guys another cosplay story time, and I don't really know how to like explain this one. I want to call it like mistaken identity. Kid mistook me for someone else. I don't know. I'll just tell it because I think it was funny. So you guys might remember a long time ago, back when I first started doing this weekly, actual regular, like being an actual YouTuber kind of thing, I made this video about how I upset a small child, and in that video, a small child thought that I was Sadness, but I was actually Lapis, and when I told her that I wasn't Sadness and that I was in fact Lapis, she got really sad and I looked like I totally like broke this kid's heart. So this video is gonna be kind of similar, I guess, but like I think I was the one whose heart was broken rather than the kids. I'll explain. Let's just get into the story. Anyway, so this happened at my most recent convention, which was Fan Expo Vancouver 2018, and this happened on the Saturday. So on Saturday, my friend Alice and I, we cosplayed Calliope and Meg from Hercules, and it was just like the best time ever. Major passion project for me, put like my heart and soul into this cosplay because like, oh man, she's badass and I love her. So I went all out. We had the most amazing time together. It was fantastic. One of the things about doing like, you know, a princessy cosplay, or like I guess a Disney cosplay, you have all of these people who just like know what you are and are super into it, and it's just really fantastic, especially when it comes to interacting with kids. I've always like really wanted those kind of like face character moments where like kids come up to you and they're really excited and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally want to make this kid's day, and like get a picture, and like they're excited to see you and they think you're the character. Like that's just like the purest thing ever. And I know that when I was a kid, whenever I saw like pretty ladies dressed up as like fairies and princesses and stuff, I was always just like, oh my gosh, that is the best thing ever. So like now I can be like the cool pretty lady and like make those kids' day the way that they made my day when I was a kid, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's late, I'm yammering. Anyway, so I was really excited that like, oh man, they're gonna be little kids and they're gonna, you know who we are, and it's gonna be just like a really pure kind of moment. We get to the convention, tons of people our age know who we're cosplaying and are freaking out. Like, it was so cute. It was so cute and so wonderful, and just like, just a good time. So we're hanging out by the Olympic torch. Fan Expo Vancouver, it's near an Olympic torch, big torch for the Olympics. It's this big courtyard, people mill around. So I'm hanging out with my friend, and then these two little kids come up to me, and they're maybe like 2 and 3 probably. There's a little girl, she's a bit older, she's probably about 3. And then there's this little boy, very small, very cute, and they're wearing matching sweaters, and it's just adorable. So the mom comes up and like they're really excited, and they ask if they can get a photo, and I'm like, absolutely, you can totally get a photo with me. I like crouch down and I start talking to the little girl, and I'm like, oh, I really like your sweater. And she's like, thanks, I have a dress under it too. And so she like lifts up her sweater to show me her dress that's underneath, and I'm like, oh, that's really cute. Like, she is super excited to talk to me. It is the most adorable thing. And then she's like, you have a dress like Rapunzel. And I just freeze. I'm just like, so this kid the whole time was really excited because she thought I was Rapunzel. And I'm like, oh, alright. Obviously I'm not saying that from a kid. It's like, it's this inside, like my heart sinking kind of like, oh man, I thought you were excited to see Meg because she's fantastic. Obviously, like, I don't emote any of that. So I reply, and actually I learned a very helpful tip from that last video from somebody in the comments. Somebody actually suggested that you can suggest like, oh yeah, I do look similar to this character, don't I? Rather than like telling them they're wrong, but you're not like lying to them that like, oh yeah, I am this character. I decide to say like, oh yeah, my dress is very similar to hers, isn't it? I didn't think of that. Which I think was a very kind of like positive way of handling the situation. And this little girl has this moment of like, wait, what? She looks kind of like caught off guard by this, but it isn't like this kind of heartbreak moment. You know, she bounces back, it doesn't like totally like, you know, break her heart like I did with the last kid. She gets the photo with me and her little brother, and like she's still like super happy and super stoked, and mom's like, okay, say thank you, and she's like, oh, thank you, and it was very cute. So like it was still a good moment, and I think I handled it very well, but like luckily the kid wasn't the one who was heartbroken in the situation. It was 100% me. But that wasn't the last time. Like there were a bunch of other kids who I interacted with, and the whole time, you know, I can hear these murmurs between the kids and the parents thinking that I'm Rapunzel, and every time I'm like, okay, guess that's who I am now. I rolled with it, you know, I took photos with them, but like there's still this little part inside of me just like, when you try your best but you don't succeed. And it was still really cute because like they still thought that I was a princess, and I mean Meg deserves to be like a queen, to be honest, or a goddess, but like, you know. Probably one of my favorite interactions with a kid was this very small girl, again probably around 3, who came up to me with her mom at the end of the day, and they asked for a photo, and I had my shawl because like my whole mission with this cosplay was just to be extra. So I had the shawl that she wears for like 2 seconds and then it just disappears. We don't know where it went. Where did it go? Did it even exist in the first place? Who knows? Anyway, so I have the shawl, and this little kid, she's standing next to me for the photo, and I'm like, oh, do you want to wear my shawl? And so I take my shawl off and I like put it on her, and like this kid is so stoked, and the mom's like, oh, that's so awesome. And so we take the photo, and I like gently like take it off of her and put it back on, and they're like, oh, thank you so much. And then they're walking off, and she's like, how cool is that? You got a photo with the princess. And I'm just like, yeah, you did. Anyway, that was the time that all the kids pretty much at the convention thought that I was Rapunzel, but I wasn't. But that's fine. I hope that someday I wear that cosplay and like at least one kid knows who I actually am, because like she's such a good character. So good. The real MVP. Deserved better. It's technically a zombie. No one ever talks about that, but she's technically a zombie. She doesn't eat brains, but like technically she's a zombie. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this has ever happened to you, please let me know, because I think those kind of like mistaken identity moments are really funny. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys all next time. But until then, pan faces, please be sure to take care. Bye.